The Almanack of Naval Ravikant is a collection of Naval's wisdom and experience from the last 10 years. In this video, I'll share a curation of the most insightful parts of the book. According to Naval, money is not the same as wealth. Money is simply a tool used to transfer wealth. Naval also talks about the importance of specific knowledge. Everybody has skills and talents that they can use to build their wealth. To do so, you need to figure out which skills you have that others lack and then sell them in some way. Pursuing your talents, hobbies, and passions should be at the top of anyone's agenda. Although it can seem intimidating to turn them into something that people will pay for, if you put in the effort, you'll eventually see the benefits. You should also avoid doing things for future outcomes, and aim to do things for their own sake. Whether it's business, exercise, friendship, or whatever. When you do things for their own sake, you create your best work. Finding a position of leverage is also important. Naval points out that it's extremely difficult to gain financial freedom with a normal job. In almost any salaried job, even one paying a lot per hour like a lawyer or a doctor, you're still putting in the hours, and every hour you get paid. Naval believes following your genuine intellectual curiosity is a better foundation for a career than following the trends that are making money right now. By creating something that society wants, but doesn't yet know how to get elsewhere, you will be financially rewarded. This doesn't need to be a new invention or product, it could be as simple as creating content that people can't find somewhere else. Wealth is a long-term game. Naval says that everyone should play the long-term game. As all the returns in life, whether in wealth, relationships, or knowledge, come from compound interest. Success doesn't come overnight. You need to do several things to build up success. You might not be noticed right away, but as long as you keep doing the right things over the long run, people will eventually come. Compound interest is one of the concepts that most people think about when it comes to money. However, you should be aware of it in other areas of your life. For example, you want to aim to improve your connections and reputation over the long term. Building relationships and treating people right is always better when done consistently over and over again. Creating a sustainable business always comes from long-term effort. You shouldn't lose sight of the span of your goals. You need to work towards them every day and stay consistent. And remember that you're trying to succeed over years and decades, not just days or weeks. The second section of the book talks about happiness and philosophy. Naval believes that happiness is not something you inherit or even choose, but a highly personal skill that can be learned, like fitness or nutrition. One of the most well-known quotes from Naval is, "Desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want." Happiness has a lot to do with perspective. You could be completely miserable in a certain situation, while someone else in the same situation would be happy. Naval identifies that happiness is an absence of desire. When we want something we don't possess, it makes us unhappy until we get it. This is because you're basically telling yourself something's missing in your life. You can even make happiness a habit. Find what healthy habits make you happy and prioritize them. Avoid habits that give you short-term highs in exchange for long-term lows. Screens, caffeine, sugar and alcohol are some of the most common examples of this. While these things may initially make you happy, they will inevitably affect how you feel over time. He also highlights that a happy person isn't someone who feels good all the time. It's someone who can find a reason to appreciate even difficult events and stay positive about them. So, try to catch yourself in the moments when you feel angry or sad, and ask yourself, what's the positive interpretation of this situation? Continue doing this every time you feel bad, until a solid habit is formed. Put simply, health equals exercise plus diet plus sleep. You can't be happy without taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself involves making hard choices. But it's important to remember that despite having to make hard choices now, it will produce long-term results. It may not seem like it in the moment, but eventually, you'll be glad you persevered. You'll thank yourself for eating healthy, exercising, and practicing mindfulness. Finding the trifecta. Naval highlights an issue that many people experience throughout their life. When you're young, you have time. You have health, but you have no money. When you're middle-aged, you have money and you have health, but you have no time. And when you're old, you have money and you have time, but you have no health. So the trifecta is trying to get all three at once. However, by the time people realize they have enough money, they've lost their time and their health. I'm now going to end the video off with a quote about legacy. Naval says, there's no legacy. There's nothing to leave. We're all going to be gone. Our planet will be dust. If you fully acknowledge the futility of what you're doing, then I think it can bring great happiness and peace because you realize this is a game. You're going to die one day, and none of this is going to matter. So enjoy yourself. Do something positive, project some love. Make someone happy. Laugh a little bit. Appreciate the moment. And do your work. Thanks for watching. If you found anything in this video helpful or insightful, please give this video a like and subscribe.